Whether you're trying to upgrade old factory speakers, you're going for a crisp, clear, high-res, high-quality sound, or you're trying to hook up some bass and shake up your windows, your mirrors, everything else inside of the car, this video got you covered. And without further ado, let's start the show. This is MGM Designs. Let's get into it. This is my 2009 Honda Accord, and I have a lot of fun with this car. It's amazing. And this is the old beat up unit that I used to have inside of it. 2 Hyphonic Zeus subwoofers that are tired and they need to leave. So basically what I did was I began looking for new products that I could use to make things work a little bit better. And one of the things that I had to deal with was entirely digging everything out and setting up an entire new system from scratch. And my first step in that was setting up wiring. Now, what I'm doing here is I am routing this blue bunch of wire that's on top of this box. I'm taking it from the trunk and sending it all the way to the front to where my to where the battery is under the hood. And so I had to go under the seats, through all of the trim panels. I had to strip up all of those things to get a nice clean look for when it's finished, because you don't want wires all over the place. You want everything to look like nothing happened, like the system was always there in the car without no type of you just want to make it look nice and clean. And so digging through that, I drill a hole through the engine firewall and ran the wires through it. And the conduit, always have a conduit, basically that black piece of material that goes around the wire that helps protect it. So now this wire is going through the firewall, and then you have it running nice and neat along the side of the fender, and then it comes through a fuse which goes directly to the positive terminal of the battery. And basically that fuse is to protect any type of electrical interference that may happen so that you don't ruin your components. And so now I can start disassembling the old subwoofer setups that I had before. And I start by desoldering all of the wires that I used to bridge the terminals together. And basically bridging wires in your speakers helps to lower the resistance so that your speakers can function more effectively so they can run more efficiently when they're connected to your amp. And so I went with these 2 bad boys to replace them. Pile 12 inch subwoofers. They're 4 ohms each, and they can be bridged to 4 ohms when you're running the setup in parallel. And so I needed to do a little bit of math to find this information. Basically, this wiring setup is in parallel, as this diagram shows you. And basically both of these subwoofers are 4 ohms, and I'm trying to wire them to a 4 ohm load. Basically, in a the reason why I'm using a parallel circuit to wire these is because both of these speakers consume power on a steady basis, and they need enough voltage to supply them that power. If it was a series circuit, I would be able to wire just one speaker without a problem, but in this case, these 2 speakers need to share the power. And so we're using a parallel circuit in this case to do it. And so wiring them, I needed to cut up a lot more wire than I had before. I couldn't use the same wires that I used in the previous one because these particular speakers, the basket was a little bit wider than the ones that I had before, and the wires needed to be longer in order to bridge their connections properly. And basically, when you're bridging speaker wires, always make sure that the polarities are correct, because if they're not correct, that speaker is going to be firing backwards, and you do not want that, because your sound is it's like the speaker's going to, it's going to sound like the speaker's it's basically going to be sounding on the inside, where the voice coil is opposite than the outside, and you don't want that, because you're not even going to be able to hear the music at all. And it's going to be, you might end up damaging the speaker if it plays too loudly. And so on the other one, I am soldering the connections, and I actually didn't strip them enough, so I had to use a little bit more solder on the tips to get them to connect. But at the end of the day, it worked out well, and I bridged them the same way, And if you don't see them properly, try to mark the polarities on each side of the wires so that you can see the connections the right way, so that you don't miss them. And drilling the holes and getting the screws in was fine. Always use wood screws when you're doing these. Any other screws, if you're using self-tapered screws, fine, but wood screws work the best. I got these ones from Ace Hardware and they did a great job. And now I am cutting a screw that is going in the trunk to secure the ground wire, and this was done with a Dremel with a cutting blade. And this was me installing the ground cable with a wing nut upside down. Basically, this was a kind of goofy way to set it up. I don't know if a lot of other people might have tried it this way, but for me it worked, and that was all I had at the time, so that's the reason why I did it this way. And always remember, sand off your connections, sand off the material that you're grounding your stuff to, so that you can actually get the current to run through. And this was the final this was the final result of that setup. And I gotta admit, man, these things sound amazing. And if you guys are ever in the market to try to find a good way to set up audio systems, I do tutorials on this stuff all the time. And in the next video I'm setting up new subwoofers, because I pushed these things so hard that I blew one of them by accident and I needed to get new ones. So with that being said, I hope you guys look into setting up some new systems in your car to get your music to sound better, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Take care.